I've been off of social media for 5 years. Recently, I went back on TikTok just to try to market my YouTube channel. And I'm so glad that I'm not on these platforms because it makes so much sense why they're free. What's really free nowadays? They charge you money for a bottle of water. They charge you money for basic food. So you're telling me they're gonna give you social media for free? No, right? But at what cost? Because you're not paying them with physical money, but you're paying them with your energy, with your consciousness, with your time. And this is exactly how they keep you trapped. They keep you in that constant loop of taking you away from yourself, from your potential, and investing all of your inner energy towards external consumption. They constantly keep you in the loop of investing with everyone you know, but not even knowing yourself. You know the whole world, but you don't even know yourself. You know what's happening in a million different places, but you don't even know what's happening internally. And it makes you think why that is. It makes you think why it's so accessible to just swipe and swipe and swipe. They want you to be dependent. They want you to be weak. They want you to be numb, and they want you to be. And why? Because then that way, they mold you to being exactly who they want you to be. They make you live the life that they want you to live instead of the life that you should be living, the life for yourself, the life where you feel alive and not numb all the time. I remember when I had social media, I felt numb, I felt empty, and my emotions fluctuated all the time and I didn't know why. And now looking back, it's so clear why. It's because, number one, I was keeping up with so many different people, so many different things, instead of just focusing on myself. And number two, the rate of emotion fluctuation is intense. I could be watching one video and laughing, the other video I could be watching feeling sad. And that all happens so quickly, and it's not part of our human nature to naturally feel like that. We're meant to feel deeply. We're not meant to feel within seconds. That messes you up, that does something internally, and what that does is it makes you numb. It makes you desensitized. So then that way, when you actually need to feel something, it's hard for you to actually feel something because your mind, your body, and your soul, they're so trained to just feeling numb, to feeling desensitized. Oh, you don't like something? Oh, we scroll right past it. But no, what about real life? What about when you actually need to deal with stuff? What about when you actually need to face yourself and your feelings? You can't just scroll. And that's why there's all these mental illnesses and all this fake shit nowadays where people feel disconnected from themselves. They call it depression, they call it anxiety, they call it whatever it may be, 1,000,001 mental illnesses, but it all comes down to the root of stagnation. We are free-flowing beings. There should be an internal and an external, an inhale and an exhale, a cause and an effect. And when you're stuck all day, when you're stagnant, you don't let yourself release that energy. So it gets stored up, and when you don't transmute it to the right areas, when you don't direct it into the right places, then it keeps you trapped, and it keeps you numb, and it keeps you weak, and it keeps you. So, what do we do from here? Change. You might be thinking, I'm going to tell you to delete social media, but I'm actually not going to say that because you're actually watching this on social media. Social media is a double-edged sword. You could choose it for self-improvement or self-destruction. You have the ability to choose how social media affects you. It's a double-edged sword, and you're the one deciding where you're aiming it. Are you aiming it towards self-improvement or self-destruction? Towards sabotage or growth? Towards your potential or towards your comfort zone? It's up to you. A lot of the times when we use our phones and we're on social media, we're in the moment and we don't realize how it looks like from an outside perspective. So try to imagine this scenario. Try to imagine if you looked at yourself scrolling for hours and hours and hours on a tiny rectangular device that lights up. How would you feel? How would you feel watching yourself do that repetitively every single day? Does that seem like you living life? Does that seem like fulfillment? Does that seem like how we humans are meant to be living life? Through just scrolling on a little rectangular device, holding it in our hand? What if it wasn't there? Now imagine if that device wasn't there and you'd just be looking at your hand and just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. You might be thinking, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not just looking at my hand. The device is there. But it's an illusion. There's two different people One of them is scrolling with their phone with a physical device. The other one is just staring at their hand and swiping. Regardless of if it's physical or not, your mind is still directing its time and energy towards the same purpose. It all comes down to where you are directing your time and your energy. And that's why they make it so accessible. That's why they make it quote unquote free. But it's actually not free. Just because you don't pay with your money, well, you actually pay with something much more valuable. Your time, your energy, your consciousness, your attention, and your soul. That's why they drain you subliminally without you even knowing. You're in a trap and you don't even realize it. Wake up. Wake up. You have the power to decide not to give in. What's so powerful about this is that the trap only works if you give it permission to work. They only keep you trapped because you let them keep you trapped. They cannot keep you trapped if you don't allow them to keep you trapped. They require your permission. And by the way, this isn't just about social media, it's about all self-sabotaging habits. Nobody is swiping your thumb and scrolling for you. Nobody is drinking that for you. Nobody is smoking that for you. Nobody is doing that stuff for you. Nobody is watching that video for you. Nobody is doing that physical action for you. Okay? So you need to understand that you might think you're trapped, but break free simply by just not choosing to engage. Because if you choose not to engage, nobody is going to do it for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you for watching and take care.